Sometimes something that seems so simple just doesn't click or doesn't get accepted until a move is made. Example A, Taj Bradley, who has really good stuff. Really good stuff. The kind of stuff that could be top of the rotation stuff. It has not come together for him consistently. He gets traded to the Minnesota Twins. We get a great story from the Star Tribune with quotes on what Taj Bradley said has changed for him since he joined the Twins. He studied a scouting report for the first time in his career the other day and had a good 5 innings. Quote, on why he didn't study lineups or numbers in his previous 68 major league starts. Quote, I just never did it at all. I was kind of out there blind the whole time. After my last outing, I had a lot of soft contact, so I figured now is the time. Okay, get your head in the books, learn a little bit about the hitters you're going up against. Another quote, I mean, yeah, they give you the numbers, they think it's the best thing, and they are right. It's just me being hard-headed, me finally getting out of my own way. It's like, okay, this is the game you're playing, and they're suddenly they're studying you just as much as you're studying them. Were you surprised to see this from Taj Bradley? He's 24 years old. He had only spent time with the Rays before this.
No. There's a guy, Mark Burley never looked at a scouting report his whole career.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there's guys that do it. It's just a personal preference. How much you trust your catcher. Some guys went off feel. Listen, I don't think this is as big of a deal as we're going to make it out to be. I think maybe he didn't know how. And Kratz, correct me if I'm wrong. Listen, there are guys where it's like, okay, they have a big hole against a certain pitch or whatever. But if you make a quality pitch up and in, down and away, more times than not, you're going to get the guy out. Now, sometimes guys hit good pitches. But if you throw – here's the thing. All these guys are like scouting report, scouting report, scouting report. Every guy now that's – not every guy. A lot of guys now, the catcher just sets up down the middle with the Rays, and they throw it up and down. They don't try to go to corners or move the ball around. I mean, it's the Rays are the king of up and down in the middle of the plate. So, yeah, I mean, is it cool that he's doing this? Great. Is it going to help him? Possibly, but there's also people that study so much and then they get paralysis from analysis, and then they're out there going, oh God, I can't pitch without the scouting report, and I can't. Well, the scouting report says this. I got to throw a slider here, but my slider is dog crap today. So what do I do? Well, you still try and throw the slider. So I don't know. There also has to be a bit of feel for what's going on in the game.
I think when you have a level of expectation on you coming up in the Rays organization that Taj Bradley had, and if you go back through all of his starts, it's like banger start, brutal start, banger start, brutal start. What's something that kind of like kicks you back into gear, kicks you like wondering like, you know what, that was kind of unlucky, or this was kind of that, or like it's either an injury or it's getting sent down to AAA. Well, now he's reading scouting reports. Where did he just come from? He was down in AAA. He got optioned to AAA, and maybe now he's deciding, hey, you know what? I can put a little extra effort into it. Nobody knows if that's going to work out. You said Mark Burley didn't do scouting reports. Mark Burley never shook off any pitches either. Mark Burley had like 100 seasons in a row of 200 innings. Big difference than what Taj Bradley's doing. Cliff Lee was the exact same way. Wouldn't want to do scouting reports. Everybody does it differently, but when you're not having the success up to the level that you feel like it should be, you should always be looking for something else to enhance your game, take you to the next level. Hopefully that does that for him.
And this is great.
It's good. If this is what helps, listen, everybody's got to find their thing. But there are guys, and Kratz, you can tell me if I'm wrong. There's guys that I played with that were pitchers, and they would go in there for hours, and they'd come out, and I'm like, you still don't know what you're doing. But, I mean, am I wrong, Kratz? There's guys that would come in there, and they'd have a book. They literally would have a book, and they'd be like, you'd sit down with them, and they'd say, okay, I want to pitch this, and I want to do this, and I want to do that. And I'd look at it and be like, well, that's weird, because I looked, and it's not the same. But, yeah, that's what you said. Yes, what you said. And then the game starts, you try to do exactly opposite of what they told you. Am I wrong?
No, you're not wrong. Besides Roy Halladay was in the video room. He would do his own scouting report. He expected me to do my own scouting report, Chooch to do it. Like, that was the expectation that he had. And so I kind of like learned to do that for all the other pitchers. And some of the times you just never used it. And other times you use it really well. There was one guy that I played with. He did the exact same thing. He was super intricate. He wrote down all his numbers and everything. His issue was he didn't have the nuts to throw the fastball in. When we'd go in, he'd let it leak out over the plate and he'd hit a dinger. So all the work in the video room should give you confidence. It shouldn't give you the answers. It should give you confidence in, you know what? I'm going to dominate these dudes because I'm going to execute my pitches no matter what happens. So you do all the work in the video room, and then all of a sudden you're like, oh, I'm scared. I'm scared to bounce it with a runner on third. I'm scared to go up and in. I might hit the guy. Well, you could just never watch anything then or do any scouting reports because you're cooked.
There are outliers, but in most cases in today's game, there's some form of studying going on. So when I hear that a pitcher hasn't been studying, and he's 24 and he's still pretty young in the sport, I'm like, great, I'm buying stock in Taj Bradley. It's a whole nother component of the game.
Hopefully it is.
Yeah.
Hopefully it is.
I mean, the Rays don't trade talent like this away. And the Rays also are obsessed with giving this kind of information.
Certain guys don't like it, though.
Right. I'm just saying, if he picks that up and it helps him.
My question then goes to, why did the Rays not have him doing this?
That's one of the most prepared pitching coaches that I've ever played with.
No, I know, but I'm saying, but why did Bradley not do this before? Like, if the Rays were so obsessed with analytics and all that, shouldn't they at some point have said, "Hey, Todd, you need to do a scouting report for yourself"?
Is kiss the right word? Keep it simple, stupid. Sometimes you just, as a staff, you're like, hey, keep it simple for this guy. Hey, this guy wants to go deeper. This guy, at some point in the big leagues, what Scott said is exactly right. At some point in the big leagues, if you want to take it to the next level, you have to prepare like a big leaguer, pitching or hitting. There's a lot of hitters that just go up and go, I'm just going to look for the ball down the middle and hit it. What did you just hit there? Well, I was sitting on a fastball and, he threw you a slider. I was sitting slider. Hunter Pence one time was like, yeah, I'm sitting on this guy's slider. And he threw 97 letter high and he hit a dinger. It's like, I thought you were looking at a slider. He goes, I think it was. Some guys can do that. But if they put the level of scouting report and like preparation in there and they can actually execute that, that's what takes them to the next level.
I'm excited if I'm a Twins fan.
I wasn't a scouting report guy. Hitting. I wanted counts. That was it. And I would watch some video on where he gave up damage, where the pitcher gave up damage.
Mm-hmm.
But that's a scouting report.
Yeah, but it was quick. There wasn't a lot that went into it.
Sure.
No. It was super fast. Give me a count. Let me see the count chart. Okay, good. Now I go from there.
But
I guessed every pitch.
I think we can make a case that you're an outlier.
Yeah, I didn't take a lot of swings. Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah.
Agree. Because I didn't want to get up there and go, I didn't want to go Paul Konerko and be like, he's going to throw me this pitch, and if he doesn't throw it, then Konerko's way better than me. So, anyways,
you have guys that guess locations. There's all kinds of.
I guessed
approaches.
every pitch my whole career.
That was your thing.
Every pitch my whole career.
There you go. Well, you got it right enough that it worked out pretty well for you.
But I also had the ability to look for certain pitches and foul off other ones.
Right.
Like 2 strikes, I said breaking ball. I spent it honestly my whole life, but I could foul off heaters. I could just foul them off.
Yep. And there you go. For everyone else, study.
Yes. Or just find what works for you. Not everything works.